Hello, crafters! Today we have an exciting new craft, DIY leather keychains. Upon receiving the package, first, check the leather material and the shape of the small horse. There are two pieces. Before sewing, distinguish between the front and back sides of the leather. The front side has more rounded and clearly defined holes, while the back side has slightly smaller and less defined holes, making it relatively easy to differentiate. The two small horse pieces should be overlapped so that both sides show the front side. There are also two symmetrical wings. The small leather piece included is for the horse's tail. This piece does not have pre-punched holes because the thread will be sewn directly onto it at the base. Inside the package, you'll find a small leather strip, 2 needles, a spool of thread, and some stuffing. Before you begin sewing, you'll need to prepare a small pair of scissors and a lighter. Start by sewing the wings onto the designated position. Since the two wings are symmetrical but their holes are not, you need to identify the correct orientation. Align the wing with the holes on the horse's body. If positioned incorrectly, the holes will not align. One side is longer and the other is shorter, so ensure the direction is correct. For the thread, choose a color that matches the wings. Cut a thread length of about 40 centimeters. When threading the needle, pass the thread through the eye. Then use the needle tip to pierce the middle of the thread and pull both ends tightly to secure it. Thread both needles in the same way. When sewing, you can start from either end. Insert the first needle through the first hole of both leather pieces, then insert the second needle through the adjacent hole. Continue by alternating between holes, pulling the thread tight as you go. Once finished, backstitch a couple of times to secure the thread, then cut off the excess, leaving about 2 to 3 millimeters. Use a lighter to gently melt the thread end to prevent fraying. Repeat the same steps for the other wing. Now it's time to sew the horse. After both wings are attached, sew the two horse pieces together. Start sewing from around the back of the front leg and work your way around. When reaching the designated area, insert the small leather pieces for the tail and the hanging strap. To attach the tail, fold it slightly before sewing it securely in the center. The hanging strap should also be sewn into place. During the sewing process, remember to gradually insert stuffing. Use a thread color that matches the horse's body, cutting about 1.5 meters of thread. Ensure that both horse pieces are aligned properly before beginning. The sewing method is the same as before. Stitch through each hole following the pattern. As you sew past the front leg, insert some stuffing. You can add a little or leave it unstuffed if you prefer. Continue sewing along the holes, and when reaching the top of the head, attach the remaining small leather pieces. To prevent them from sitting too high, leave the first 3 top holes unsewn, inserting the pieces at the 4th hole. Continue sewing while ensuring the stuffing is evenly distributed. At the final steps, insert the small strip for the hanging loop at a central position, securing it with a few stitches. If needed, fold the leather slightly when sewing the final section. Since there are no pre-punched holes in this part, sew through the leather gaps carefully without damaging the material. Once all the holes are stitched, backstitch a couple of times to secure the thread. If the tail section appears uncut, use small scissors to trim it as desired. This step is optional. The small leather horse is now complete. Now, don't forget to attach it to your favorite bag or wallet.